There are tons of cliches in education, and one of the most frequently heard is probably remember your why. And I know that gets people triggered. Keep in mind, that's not what this video is about. In this video, I'm gonna tell you why I chose to be a school counselor, why it's the best role in a school, and why you should be a school counselor too if you're not already one. And if you are one, this video will send you some encouragement. Before we begin, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my background and my story. So this is my 15th year in education, and when I reflect back on why I chose to be an educator, it's kind of a whole another funny story. In my early 20s, right after college, I took a job at a bank, and I was a retail banker, I was a teller. I was going to work, making a couple dollars, and at the time it was actually pretty good money, but I realized that I wasn't gaining anything from it. It was not meaningful. I had just finished college and graduated my degree in Spanish, wondering what I was gonna do with that. I was thinking I wanted to be an international business person or, advance in my career in banking and retail, but it didn't work out like that. It was really bored and it wasn't something I was passionate about. And so I remember looking in the newspaper one day. That does date me, I know, it tells a little bit about my age, but I remember looking in the newspaper one day and seeing an ad for a Spanish teacher role. Thinking I've never worked in education before, I've never student taught, I didn't even attend any education related classes, but I'm like, how hard could it be? If you're currently an educator or even thinking about being one, you'll see how funny that question actually was and how funny that realization was. I taught for 3 years, middle school Spanish, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. I was teaching my students a lot of SEL skills like conflict resolution, how to deal with their anger, different things like that. If you're interested in hearing about how I transitioned from being a teacher to a counselor, type counselor in the comments below and that'll let me know that you want to see that video. I went to school and got my master's in school counseling. And then I reflected back on my own experience. So let me take you a little bit back further in my childhood. When I was growing up, I went to the same school from kindergarten through 8th grade. I loved it. It was a great environment. As you can see, here's a picture of me on the screen. I was kind of a nerd. I loved going to school. I loved grades. I loved academics, like all of those things. And art was my favorite subject. As a side note, I wanted to be a comic book artist when I grew up. And one day I'm still gonna pursue that dream. So back to my story. During my time from kindergarten through 8th grade, I only had one school counselor that entire time, and I only have 2 memories of her. One positive and one negative. And I know you want to hear the negative, so let's start with that first. Imagine your 8th grade year. You're a straight A student. Well, I wasn't straight A's. I had mostly A's and B's. I had really good grades. I remember one time in 6th grade, I got a C and I thought I was gonna die. That's a whole nother story. Have you ever had a C in your report card in your elementary or middle school years? If you have, you can relate. Type it in the comments below, say yes, I've had a C. We were doing course selection, so my counselor came in and she talked to all of the classes about what high school would look like. She was really discouraging, to be honest. So there were 2 premium courses that she really tried to advertise, and that was Spanish 1 and Algebra 1. I remember her telling us as a class, don't take Algebra 1, you're going to fail. So now imagine that. You make A's and B's, you get really good grades throughout your entire schooling, and your counselor comes in and tells you, don't take a higher level class because you're gonna fail. Chloe, get back in your bed. Sorry, that's my dog. She's over here walking all over the place. You probably hear her in the background. Let me put her on the screen so you see. So imagine the counselor that is coming to help you prepare for high school, discouraging you already. So you're in 8th grade, you're already scared about what high school looks like. That's how I was feeling. I was so nervous, and to hear someone who I trusted tell me I was gonna fail, I didn't want to take Algebra 1, so I ended up taking pre-algebra, even though I was pretty good at math. All throughout 9th grade, I made straight hundreds in pre-algebra, so I felt like I wasted a year. My sophomore year, I ended up taking Algebra 1 only for about 2 weeks, and then my teacher recommended me take honors algebra. So I transitioned to honors algebra in 10th grade, excelled in it, doing amazing, straight A's the entire time. And again, I reflect back on that thinking about what would I have done if my counselor did not discourage me and told me that I was gonna fail? And you're probably thinking, she told the whole class that? Yeah, that's true, she did. But me being in 8th grade, I'm gonna take that to heart. I thought that high school was gonna be super hard, and I listened to a trusted adult. So I ended up taking pre-algebra, honors algebra 1, geometry, and algebra 2. And I could have taken a higher level math. So then when I got to college, I felt like I was behind in math because I was behind a year. That one decision in 8th grade that was based on what a counselor recommended to me threw off my entire schooling, as you can see. I will say that there was one positive experience that I had with my school counselor in middle school and elementary, and I was in 6th grade, and it really wasn't positive, but when you hear the story, you'll hear why I say it's positive. So when I was in 6th grade, one of my classmates died. She had a heart condition and she suddenly died. And I remember the counselor came in and she did grief circles with some students, and she pulled me and a couple of my other classmates who were really close to that, my friend who passed away, and she did like a small group with us. And I remember that I felt really supported. I remember how warm and open that it was, and I remember that it was an amazing experience despite the grief that I was going through. So that was the one positive experience that I had with her. Most of the other times, I never saw her. She wasn't visible. I don't remember any lessons that she ever taught. I don't remember SEL or classroom counseling lessons or individual sessions other than when we did course selection. Your experience can help shape someone else's life. You can either help them, mold them, and show them a future, or you can discourage them and you can set them back in their life. And I never wanted to be that. So whenever my students came to me with any goal or any dream over their career or their future, no matter how silly it may sound, I always encouraged them and I gave them different tips on how to get it done. For example, a couple years ago, I had a student who was selling cookies in the cafeteria, and she made homemade cookies and they looked delicious. But if you've worked in schools, you know that students are not supposed to be baking things and selling them. There's so many rules that align with that to where they can get in trouble or somebody can get sick. She made like different flavors, different colors, different shapes and sizes of cookies, and they looked really good. I called her to my office and I was like, Alice, I get what you're trying to do, but unfortunately you can't sell cookies. And we started talking about entrepreneurship. I said, how are you even advertising them anyway? Because I didn't want to discourage her. So I started asking her about her advertisement and her marketing, and she showed me her Instagram. That's when you know you built a relationship with your students, when they can show you their personal Instagram and show you all those things and feel comfortable. She showed me her site with all her cookies and the prices and all those things. And so I went through and I started talking to her about marketing and logos and your brand and all those things. We just had a really good conversation about what it means to be an entrepreneur. And she told me that one day she wanted to open up her own bakery. And I told her that you can do that. I definitely see that and you're gonna be amazing at it. And when you open up your shop, I'm gonna come on to be one of your first customers. And you just don't know that that put a smile on her face. If my counselor had done that when I was in middle school, then my path would have been a little different, even in high school and college. So you never want to be a dream killer. You do want to be an encourager for your students. So always think of your interactions. Always think about how you can be a positive light. Teach your students something. Which brings me back to one of my favorite times of the year. Although it's hectic and I hated master scheduling and creating schedules, I loved course selection time because I loved talking about careers and future and high school classes and getting students excited about the possibilities. Our students can blow up on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube and be an entrepreneur, and they can blow up overnight. I don't know if you all keep up with TikTok, but there's this girl, there's this creator called Romeo, and she just made this jingle for Dr. Pepper. She made a jingle, a little catchy tune on her TikTok. It got seen by some ad execs at Dr. Pepper, and now she has a brand deal with Dr. Pepper off of a TikTok. And I want my students to know that there are possibilities, endless possibilities to do whatever they want in their life. And that's one of the reasons why I reflect back on my experience, and I always remember that I want to make sure I'm encouraging my students in all ways. And the cookie story is not the only story that I have. I have countless other examples of this. And if you want to hear some more stories about how I make course selection, college and career, picking classes, all those things relevant to our students, type in the chat CTE and I'll make a video about it. And if you're a brand new counselor and all of this is exciting to you, but you don't know where to start, join my community, the School Counselors Community. I share monthly professional development that's tailored to your needs. You get mentorship directly from me. Like, you can ask me any question and I'll share the resources directly to you. I'll teach you how to create systems, be organized, and make your first couple years as a school counselor fun, efficient, and organized. You can join by clicking the link in the description or going to this link on the screen.